and welcome to Nationwide News, coming to you live on the network service of the NTA. We thank you for joining us. I am Lydia Bassi. Ahead of tomorrow's Senate screening of the ministerial nominees, Senate Chief Whip Senator Shola Adeye and the Senior Special Assistant to the President on National Assembly Matters, Senator Itainang, have promised that the criteria for the exercise will be fair with respect to the rule of law and the Constitution of the Federal Republic. They spoke on NTA's program Good Morning Nigeria earlier today. Timothy Yusuf reports.
Tomorrow, to many Nigerians, may be a most anxious and expectant day as President Muhammadu Buhari's 21 ministerial nominees appear before the Senate for screening. The Senate had earlier said that the process was not be business as usual, and against what operated in the past, none of the nominees will be allowed to just take a bow and go. Consequently, senators came out of a closed-door session Thursday last week to announce fresh hurdles that nominees must clear to be cleared. Senate Chief Whip Senator Shola Adeye says some of these positions, especially two senators from a particular state supporting a nominee, before clearance has been dropped, stating that the screening will be guided by the 1999 Constitution and the Senate Standing Orders 2015 as amended.
We discussed this matter. We also took it to the entire chamber and we discussed it in executive session. I can tell this republic authoritatively that at no time did we decide that unless two or three senators from a particular state endorse their nominee, that nominee will automatically fail. There is the need by the Constitution to make sure that you function as a minister of the Federal Republic. Therefore, when you are nominated by the executive, you are screened and cleared by the legislature.
Senior Special Assistant to the President on National Assembly Matters, Senate Senator Itainang, believes that the screening exercise will be robust as other issues arising, such as petitions on alleged corrupt charges and indigenship against some nominees are being clarified.
The other petitions are also being addressed, but you will understand the political issues and the political questions that cloak and envelope some of the issues.
While Hawa Abbas Hadrija, the youth advocate and guest on the program, is calling for the inclusion of youth and more women in the next batch of nominees, other guests on the program enjoined the Senate to adhere strictly to the supremacy of the Constitution.
If we do not start including the youth now, if the senior and old hands don't start acting as mentors for the youth, then when are the youth going to come in?
The whole purpose of confirmation is a form of check and balances. The president is to nominate, they are to confirm. The essence of that confirmation, like they used to do, is to see whether the person is of integrity.
It has to do with transparency at all. So transparency from the top level now at the federal level.
For Senators Shola Adeye and Itainang, the modalities for the screening of the nominees by the Senate will be fair and transparent in accordance with the provisions of the Constitution and the Senate rules, but that the Constitution takes precedence where there is a conflict. In Abuja, Timothy Yusuf, NTA News.
Concerned about the welfare of internally displaced persons in Adamawa State, the Igbo community in Yola has donated relief materials to the IDPs. An Igbo chieftain from Enugu State, Eze Bioma, who presented the items to Governor Muhammadu Umar Jibila on behalf of the community, said the intent is to reduce some of the difficulties faced by them. Rayana Tobala reports.
Eze Bioma Anege said he was deeply touched by the condition of the IDPs, hence the decision to assist them. He called on government to continue with the effort of sustaining peace being enjoyed now for social and economic enterprise of the state to thrive. According to him, Igbo community will always promote peaceful coexistence in their areas of residence for stability of the society.
I promise we'll be here again to visit the communities myself and so you had the opportunity to thank the governor for the way he has handled the Igbo affairs here.
Responding, Governor Muhammad Umar Jibrila commended the show of concern and promised that the relief materials will reach the IDP. In Yola, Rayyan Bala, NTA News.
Developing nations like Nigeria have been implored to see this period of economic uncertainty as opportunity to unlock its potentials for prosperity. Finance and Economy correspondent Chief Ayoze reports that this was one of the major developments at the plenary session of the World Bank IMF annual meeting in Lima, Peru.
About 180 countries represented here as the World Bank International Monetary Fund annual meetings plenary welcomed the good news of a likely reduction of extreme poverty globally by 9.6% in 2015, 15 years to the 2030 target to eliminate it. But of concern is that Africa dominates the percentage of the extreme poor in spite of our huge potentials. And more worrisome is the unimpressive economic growth rate, with world GDP reversed from 3.3% to 3.1% in 2015 and 3.6% in 2016. This development, no doubt, has its telling effect on Africa, dependent on the developed world for export of our goods and compounded by the crash in commodity prices. The World Bank President Jean Yang and Managing Director of International Monetary Fund Christine Lagarde believe that this period of uncertainties require what they refer to as a balancing act. This entails the right mix of policies to support demand, strengthen financial stability, and implement structural reforms.
I think there are still innovative ways for us to provide more financing for Africa. For example, we have quite a bit of private equity that we could begin leveraging on global capital markets. And although it wouldn't be a 0% interest at either stage, we would still take advantage of a very strong track record, get a very good rating, and then perhaps be able to offer loans with longer maturities at much lower rates.
In the opinion of experts, oil-producing nations like Nigeria, whose growth rate might drop by over 2%, are encouraged to introduce proactive fiscal and monetary reforms that will assist in blocking leakages for enhanced revenue, strengthen financial stability, and create a conducive environment to attract foreign direct investment. With the adoption of the Sustainable Development Goals, the summit, Nigeria and other developing nations must have the political will to tackle the energy challenge and other infrastructure, build capacity of our citizens, and invest in critical sectors that will generate employment. From Lima, Peru, Cliff Ayoze, NTA News.
The emergence of a Nigerian to chair the next conference of the Commonwealth Telecommunications Organization and International Telecommunications Union has been applauded. This was at a meeting held in Marlborough House, London, preparatory to the conference scheduled for Geneva, Switzerland for the first week of November 2015. Bekiso Abdulrazak Ojoye has the details.
This, the delegates say, is because spectrum for satellite, broadband, ports, and other communication features are located and ratified at the conference, attended by over 150 countries and 102 representatives from the International Telecommunications Union, which means those who prepared for the agendas return with little or nothing for their country or organization.
We have over 25 countries in Africa who are members of the CTO. Most of them are beginning to be more active in the CTO, and the example of Nigeria has been a very good one for most of the countries. They see the benefits that the CTO can provide: capacity building, subject matter expertise, and the fact that we bring people together in a Commonwealth forum to share ideas.
The conference itself, which is a treaty-making conference, discusses how to allocate these frequencies for various services. And we have the satellite services, we have the aeronautical services, we have the mobile services.
Secretary General, Commonwealth Telecommunication Organization, Sola Taylor, and African delegates speak on what Nigeria and Africans should expect from proceedings of WRC 15.
Each of the citizens wants to have access to communications instantly and affordable. And what WRC does is to look at the spectrum visualization for all kinds of requirements, for individuals, for the aviation sector, for the maritime sector, for the mobile sector. It benefits the citizen at the end of the day.
In recent times, Nigeria decided to increase its participation in discussion groups and study groups so that we can also share our own opinions and protect national interests, and then we be able to achieve our national broadband plan. The delegates are particularly excited that for the first time in over a century of the organization's existence, an African and Nigerian, engineer Festus Daudu, was nominated and adopted as chairman designate for the month-long proceedings in Geneva, Switzerland.
Our suggestions are not being taken on board, so we are also making an input into what or how we're going to use the spectrum. And for an African to be on top of that decision-making process, it's a big plus for us.
Festus Yusufu Naire Daudu is an engineer with long years of experience and is director of Spectrum Management Department of the Federal Ministry of Communication Technology. In London, Bilkisu Abdurazak Oduoye, NTA News. The African University of Science and Technology, AUST, has held its maiden annual international conference on technology with its focus on scientific and industrial applications for development in sub-Saharan Africa. Ifeanyi Okafor reports that the conference provides opportunity for students to showcase their works in progress and to link up with scientists and technologists from various parts of the world.
The development of any modern society or nation is hinged on application of science and technology. The maiden annual international conference on technology is an avenue for African nations to be part of the ever-growing development in the global arena, especially as regards the development of science and technology.
The issues that have direct bearing on the development of technologies in sub-Saharan Africa. As a center of excellence, the African Institute of Science and Technology is committed to providing avenue for this type of discussion.
For 2 days, experts from across the globe will share knowledge and develop capacity in science and technology in 3 core areas of petroleum engineering, computer, and material science.
The African Development Bank is ready to scale up its support in promoting this major initiative that will lead Africans to tackle the issue of mismatch in the labor market today.
The AUSC has come up with a number of technologies which we believe can solve most of the problems we have in the areas of energy, water, environment, petroleum.
The African University of Science and Technology was set up in 2007 by the Nelson Mandela Institution to train young scientists and technologists to advance the sector in the 21st century. In Abuja, Ifeanyi Okafor, NTA News.
You're watching Nationwide News. Latest on gridlock experience in Lagos and more sensitization on cancer. Details of this and more with Demola in our Lagos studio. Hello Demola, it's good to see you.
It's good to see you too, Lydia. Good afternoon and welcome to Lagos. Commuters in Lagos, for motorists and commuters in Lagos, getting to their places of work have become a Herculean task following gridlock which has persisted for several weeks. Musa Tolia reports that Lagosians are worried that solution to the perennial traffic is yet to be preferred.
This traffic situation often keeps motorists and commuters away from their places of work for several hours. The productive hours lost to traffic cannot easily be quantified in terms of loss to the economy. Getting into Victoria Island is seriously hampered as a result of ditches dug along the road which narrow the right-of-way into Ahmadu Bello Way.
There's a portion at Bonny Camp that seems very bad, where I know lanes are merging into one. Probably the government can do something about that.
However, it seems the work is currently abandoned or is going on very slowly, thereby causing endless traffic and loss of man-hour.
I normally would spend for the past 3 weeks almost 3 hours in traffic from Surulere to Lagos Island.
Dormant activities of the Lagos State Traffic Management Authority officials gave room for traffic offenders to break the law without caution.
I see all those last man. See, because governors say men are not responsible. See after they stand, they don't do any work. They don't take any for nothing.
Some military officers who should show discipline, however, took part in the lawlessness, thereby worsening the situation. Commuters were forced to trek long distances to their destinations. Motorists, however, call on the state government to wade into the heavy traffic situation to forestall needless man-hour loss to the traffic. In Lagos, Musa Solian, NTA News.
As part of measures to check the rising cases of breast cancer and related deaths, stakeholders converged on Lagos for the largest human pink ribbon. It is to create awareness and to break the current Guinness World Record on cancer awareness.
Statistics indicate that more than 27,000 women in Nigeria are diagnosed with breast cancer every year, while 13,000 of them die from the disease. This alarming number of cases of breast cancer has, however, called for increased awareness for patients. This gathering of people in pink, championed by a cancer care organization in Nigeria in collaboration with stakeholders, is to push for the inclusion of cancer care in the health insurance scheme. The gathering also called for improved health facilities in the country with affordable cost of treatment.
We need more cancer survivors, and it is not the work of one person. It's the commitment of each and every one of us to support cancer patients.
That is the only place in Nigeria that you can successfully do your brain scan, which is wrong. There should be other facilities. Even if the government cannot do it, individuals, private organizations can go into it.
It is also to promote a community awareness and advocacy with a 12,000-man target to break the current Guinness World Record of the largest human ribbon set by India in 2012.
We need to do self-examination regularly. These are the sorts of things that can be done to ensure that women are safe and are spared from this nasty death of breast cancer.
To change the cancer story for good, the gathering solicited for funds for the management of the patients, while signatures were collected. Participants were drawn from schools, agencies and organizations.
As Nigerians joined the rest of the world to celebrate World Post Day, the need to revitalize the Nigerian postal services to meet modern-day challenges has been advocated. The area postal manager, Lagos Island Territory, Mayan Von, made this suggestion at a program organized to mark the day in Lagos.
Desensitization work from Ojo local government to Alaba International Market kick-started the day's celebration. The area postal manager, Lagos Island Territory, Marina, stressed that the survival of the postal service hinges on the ability to quickly change and come up with innovations in order to meet new demands of customers.
You cannot do without the postal service. You can go to the net, you cannot carry your goods on your head. You cannot send it through the television. You have to send it through the post.
There is nowhere in the whole world where you will not see post office coming closer to the people. And right now, post office is going into financial services. And more importantly, because of the technology, is now bringing post office to be more relevant in the e-commerce.
Chairman Alaba International Market commended NIPO's contribution to the development of communication. He urged everyone to support the innovation being embarked on by the agency.
I expect a better Nigeria, but we must be patient like NIPO's former days so that things will be done well.
World Post Day was officially inaugurated by Universal Postal Union Congress in 1969. It is celebrated every night of October. The theme for this year is "Tell us about the world you want to grow up."
A new executive council for the Lagos State chapter of the Radio and Television Theatre Arts Union, WATAU, has been constituted. This was at the general meeting of the union which took place at the National Theatre in Lagos.
2 out of the 8 positions were unopposed. Dare Durosimi was re-elected as the chairman, while Olujimi Gonzalo of the Nigerian Television Authority emerged as vice chairman. The executive members promised to take the union to greater heights.
We are looking to be patient, to listen to people as a leader, then look at what we can do to help them. Their welfare is our priority. First and foremost, to get a blue secretariat for a town that can be among the lead of union, just like government will do. So we'll be proud of it.
I am going to ensure accountability and transparency.
The national union leaders advised the executive members to work as a team
there should not be an imposition leader. Rather, there should be a servant leader that will be able to listen to the yearnings of their members and will be able to follow through whatever remains the struggle.
With the kind of leadership that we have in place, the president, chairman, and the people that are coming, I know that they are God-fearing and God will help them.
Highlight of the event was the swearing in of the new executive members.
Well, that does it from Lagos. It's back to you, Lydia, for more on Nationwide. Good afternoon.
Thank you, Demola. You're still on to NTA Nationwide News. Preparatory to the November 21st governorship election in Kogi State, Labour Party has inaugurated a 26-man campaign committee with a charge to members to work for its victory at the polls. Clement Olorontoba reports.
Inaugurating the committee, the Kogi State Chairman of Labour Party, Alhaji Usman Ibrahim, urged members to bear in mind the enormous task ahead and come up with realistic measures for the victory of the party come November 21. He said the party's governorship dream team, Mr. Felix Salawu, and his running mate Alhaji Yusuf Dambo Dansale have emerged out of a meticulous democratic process, hence the need to mobilize grassroots support for their victory at the poll. The party's governorship candidate restated his commitment to the development of the state if given the mandate.
There is a hope. This is a divine mission that comes to rescue, revive, and restore the lost glory of the state.
The campaign committee member said Labour Party is in the race to win Kogi governorship election and pledge their resolve to justify the mandate given to them. In Lokoja, Clement Olorontoba, NTA.
This is Nationwide on NTA. More reports after the break. Stay tuned.
Take Zappa Global Awards London to Echo Hotels and Suites for the first time in Nigeria. A glamorous event to celebrate and reward African films and entertainment, culture, fashion, and creativity. It's a 3-day gathering of leading filmmakers and movie professionals, featuring movie screenings, exhibitions, master classes, business seminars, live entertainment, and awards. Side attractions, special recognition awards. Date, 29th to 31st of October 2015. Venue, Echo Hotels and Suites, Victoria Island, Lagos. For sponsorship and advert placement, please contact any of the following telephone numbers. For further details, visit www.zappa.org or email info@zappa.org. Powered by Nollywood Entertainment UK Limited.
The NCA Educational Television has continued to champion the cause of promoting learning through its biggest gathering of young Nigerian children. It's the National Children's Exhibition of Arts, Science and Technology 2015, where creative, intelligent, and innovative young children synergize, make friends, compete, and win laurels. The 9th Expo 2015 with the theme Environmental Sustainability and Improved Transportation, Ingredients for Nigeria's Real Development and Unity. It will hold at the NTA Headquarters Arena, Abuja from Sunday 25th to Thursday 29th October 2015. Creative and innovative winning projects from all NTA stations across the country are expected in the various categories, and participation is open to all Nigerian children, strictly ages 6 to 12 for junior and 13 to 18 years for the senior category. Get interested, innovate, provide technological solutions, and make friends in the largest singular gathering of Nigerian children.
This event is proudly supported by
Who are leaders? Leaders are change agents. Leaders are bold. Leaders are committed to excellence. Leaders are resourceful. Leaders motivate. And they bring out the best in others. Join us at the 2015 Wimbledon Annual Conference as we inspire and empower you to step up and stand out.
The Wimbledon 14th Annual Conference,
Theme, Leadership, Step Up and Stand Out. Date, November 16 and 17, 2015. Venue, Eco Hotel and Suites, Victoria Island, Lagos. Time, 8 a.m. daily. Conference Chairperson, Mrs. Maiden Ibu. Keynote Speaker, Ms. Wendy Muhabe. For inquiries and registrations, please visit www.wilbeesannualconference.com or call 0803-594-6249 or 0709-821-1629.
The 2015 Christian pilgrimage is coming up again. What is the state of preparedness by the Nigerian Christian Pilgrims Commission is the focus this week on Tuesday Live, as experts x-ray the exercise ahead of Saturday's flag-off of airlift of pilgrims to Israel, Rome and Greece. NTA Tuesday Live, informative, educative and incisive. Don't miss it.
Nigerian Television Authority, in collaboration with Presto Economic Summit, is organizing Global Economic Summit in San Francisco, California, USA, from 12 to 16 November 2015. This summit is aimed at attracting foreign investors from United States, United Kingdom, and other parts of the world to Nigeria. Target participants for the summit include state government, manufacturers, corporate organizations from different sectors of the economy, and high net worth individuals. For details on sponsorship and participation, please call 0806-011-3222, 0816-640-8667, 0803-302-0855, 0818-571-3894.
Welcome back. This is NTA Nationwide. The condition of one of the major roads linking the southern and northern parts of the country, that is, Ilorin-Jeba-Mokwa Road, has continued to worsen. Mohammed Doma, who just returned from the area, reports that it is a nightmare for most motorists plying the road.
From Kaya village in Jeba North, Niger State to Bodesa Highway in Kwara State, it was a gridlock of trailers and tankers when NTN visited the road. Some of the drivers of these articulated vehicles said they have spent 4 days without moving more than 2 kilometers each day. As at the time of our visit, 2 trucks have blocked the both ends of the road, thereby compounding the situation. Also, there is desperation by some of the drivers is contributing to the worsening of the gridlock, as some drivers double park their vehicles. Our investigation revealed that 2 persons have lost their lives after being crushed, while some animals being conveyed to the southern part of the country from the north have been dying. Another sad aspect of the situation is that some of the drivers said they have been robbed severally.
Since when they come from Sama, so now everybody they suffer for this road. This road is more than 2 years that we have managed this road, like, but this year is always worse. We are appealing to the government to come to our aid, to come and repair this road. Award this contract. I'll call the government to look this road very well to assist the people.
Yes, all our load, everything is just scattered. Yesterday I have been here. I never see my family. They never see me. They never know whether I'm alive or not. If God touch their heart, they do this road.
Some residents of the area said the condition of the road started deteriorating 2 years ago when contract for its rehabilitation by the last administration was awarded, only to be abandoned after scrapping some portions, while motorists operating minibuses and car owners took advantage of every little space to escape the hold-up. Some hawkers, particularly water vendors, cashed in on the situation to make brisk business. All efforts to talk to officials of both the police and the road safety corps on the traffic situation were not successful, as we are referred to their state headquarters. From Ilorin, Jeba-Mokwa Road, Mohammed Doma, NTA News.
Youth Corps members give medical succor to indigents in Osun State. Details with Dawodu in the Ibadan Network Center. Dawodu, it's over to you.
Thank you, Lydia. Good afternoon and welcome to Ibadan. 2 former executive staff of the National Horticultural Research Institute (NIHORT) have appeared before an Oyo State High Court sitting in Ibadan for conspiracy and stealing, contrary to Section 516 and 390 of the Criminal Code of Oyo State. Wahid Shala was at the court session and now reports.
The accused persons of former Executive Director Dr. Ademola Adeseyedu and the accountant Mr. Isaiah Kaobi Ajishafe were being tried on a 16-count charge burdened on conspiracy and stealing the sum of 158 million naira belonging to the National Horticultural Research Institute. Counsel to the defendant, Mohamed Badijo's son, paid the court that the defendant be granted bail on the ground of ill health.
As far as we are concerned, the matter is sub judice, and we're going to show the court that the charge is unfounded.
The EFCC prosecutor Kayodemi, who did not object to the bail application, insisted that the traveling passports of the defendant be seized by the court. The presiding judge, Justice Ikar Abenzala, granted the accused bail in the sum of 10 million naira each and a short fee in the like sum. The case is adjourned to 10th of November 2015 in Ibadan. Shola Wahid, NTA News.
Osun State Government has reiterated commitments to provide accessible and affordable healthcare services to people in the rural areas. Governor Ralph Arabasala stated this in a message to flag off a healthcare initiative for rural dwellers by the National Youth Service Corps in Abuja, Osun State. Dr. Alabi completes the report.
The health initiative for rural dwellers was conceived over a year ago by the Director General National Youth Service Corps, Brigadier General Johnson Olawuyi, with success recorded in the two pilot states of Kwara and Lagos and now being replicated in all the states of the Federation. Describing the free health initiative as a welcome development, Governor Rauf Aregbesola, represented by the Deputy Governor Mrs. Titi Lauye Tomori, said these will assist the people in the rural areas to overcome their health challenges.
They are indeed serving the nation because with this they are practicalizing the concept of the scheme.
The NYC Director General's address was read by the State Coordinator Mrs. Regina Iluebe, where he thanked stakeholders and the host community Ibajo for seeing to the success of the program.
We intend to go out into other places, do consultancy, and then schedule some people for minor surgeries. Aside the curative aspect of it, we made some people be aware of their state of health. From Idajo, Sokwe Alabi, NTA News.
Experts have called for positive attitude and reorientation of the society towards the restoration of the rights and dignity of the girl child. Correspondent Kenny Akinwade reports.
Following the inauguration of the Girl Child Day by the United Nations over 15 years ago, the global community has on regular occasion drawn support for the restoration of the girl child's rights and livelihood. As of now, adolescent girls should have rights to safety, education, and healthy living, not only in their formative years, but also as they grow into mature women. And gradual enlightenment of parents on their roles to developing the girl child and do away with discrimination among gender has begun.
A female child is very important in our society. And saying that as they're important, we need to empower them. We need to educate them. We need to show them the right way and the right path to go.
Women folk need a kind of reorientation to empower the girl child from their own family.
In all these, the girl child looks forward to societal support for an all-round development.
Education is one of the things because it gives us a fair chance with the guys in the classroom. If you look at it, because we're competing at both levels, we answer the same questions in exams, we get the same grades. I mean, it shows us that our brains are not lesser than the guys' own. I mean, we can think fast as much as they do.
In Ibadan, Kemi Akinwande, NTA News.
And that's our contribution from Ibadan. It's back to you, media, for continuation of Nationwide. Good afternoon.
Thanks, Daoju. Academics have been challenged to develop new paradigms to tackle unemployment and other social needs of the country through periodic review of the curricula in line with global best practices. This came to the fore at the 23rd and 24th convocation ceremonies of the Olabisi Onabanjo University, Agor Iwoye. JL Pupola reports that the national president of Ratawo was among those who received degrees at the occasion. Education is said to be a right and not a privilege. It is also said to be the best legacy that can be given to children. These two factors inform the capacity development workshop for stakeholders on the effective implementation of nomadic education program organized by the National Commission for Nomadic Education, NCNC. The report.
The interactive session provided a platform for those stakeholders as the Executive Secretary for the National Commission for Nomadic Education, Professor Rashid Aderimoye, noted the vital role played by field-level staff and community leaders in improving the quality of teaching and learning in nomadic schools.
This forum is here to train and to let us know that it is our responsibility to mobilize parents to send their children to school.
The importance of the field benefits of the initiative was not lost on presenters and participants alike, who all shared in the desire to contribute to the common good of nomads.
To teach them the way they can sensitize and mobilize the nomads to also acquire skills. The Fulani community is happy when you call this meeting.
We have been able to harmonize an effective mechanism to make nomadic education part and parcel of the system.
The experience of Dr. Mohammed Abdullahi Yahu, for those opportune to hear his life experience, is a clear indication that there is hope for those in such situations.
It wasn't easy for me as a Fulani. Sometimes I go to school halfway, I have to come back and go to, the bush and meet them, because if I don't do that, the next day they will not allow me to go to school. For the few of us that see the benefit, we should encourage others in bringing them up to where we are today.
Reports just reaching us from the National Assembly says that President Muhammadu Buhari has just sent the last batch of ministerial nominees for screening by the Senate. Details in our subsequent bulletin. National Board for Technical Education introduced vocational qualification framework as regards judiciary marks 2015-2016 legal year. Details of this and more as we join Suleiman in Kaduna Network Center. Hello Suleiman, it's over to you.
Thank you very much and welcome to Kaduna Network Center. The Executive Secretary, National Board for Technical Education, Dr. Masauda Adamukazore, said the introduction of National Vocational Qualification Framework is to ensure the production of competent technical manpower in Nigeria. Dr. Masaud Kazore said these are the training of internal quality managers organized by the NDTE in Kaduna. Muhammad Lal Baba reports.
Represented by Malam Sharif Sanda, the Director of Human Resources, National Board for Technical Education, the Executive Secretary Service scheme internal quality managers under the National Vocational Qualification Framework is to strengthen and institutionalize national standards and skills in the country.
We should also be advocates of NDT wherever we go. Continue to support NDT's activity. It's stakeholder dependent.
Director of Vocational Technical and Skill Development, NBTE, Dr. Abachi Dawakin Kudu Muhammad, noted that the training is timely.
We are training those who are going to look at the assessors that will be assessing this training and the qualification. So these quality assurance managers will be managing the quality of the training.
Dr. Aduni Akindude is the facilitator of the program.
Because it's a building block that we're trying to put in place. So you need all these people, the assessors, the internal verifiers who are quality assurance managers, and thereafter we start looking at the external quality assurance.
Participants were drawn from Industrial Training Fund, National Power Institute of Nigeria, and National Institute of Hotels and Tourism, among others. In Kaduna, Muhammad Lawal Baba, NTA News.
78% of the overall students that start the 2015 Senior Arabic and Islamic Secondary School Certificate Examination have passed. The Registrar, National Board for Arabic and Islamic Studies, Institute of Education, Ahmadu Bello University, Professor Shafiu Abdullah disclosed this during the presentation and release of the 2015 results. Ben Adams has the details.
Presenting the certificate results to stakeholders, including representative of UNICO, among others, the registrar of the board, Professor Shafiu Abdullahi, explained that there was an improvement in this year's examination, as the results indicated success in the overall pass aggregate in all subjects, including English and mathematics, respectively. The better results Professor Shafiu Abdullahi said the board has proposed a training workshop for science teachers who teach in Arabic and Islamic secondary schools and centers across the country.
The development and total approaches to the teaching of Islamic subjects in our schools.
The board chairman, Suleiman Issa Adwa, as well as other stakeholders said the board is now internationally recognized by examination bodies whose results can be used to secure admission into any tertiary institution across the country and the world at large. The center was established in 1960 by the former premier of the defunct Northern Region, late Sir Ahmadu Bello Sardauna of Sokoto, and is affiliated to Ahmadu Bello University, Zaria. 35,221 students sat for examinations. In Kaduna, I am Benny Adams, NTA News.
The Jigawa State Chief Judge Justice Amin Sabaringi has advised state governors to ensure that funds appropriated to state judiciary are promptly released to speed up dispensation of justice. The Chief Judge gave the advice at the 2015-2016 living year which took place in the capital of the state. So Habib Hussain reports.
His address at the occasion, graced by Governor Muhammad Badr Abubakar, the Chief Judge Justice Aminu Sabaringin, called on state governors to respect constitutional provisions that provided for the independence of the judiciary. He said it is only when funds appropriated are released to court that they can function effectively. The Chief Judge Justice Aminu Sabo said the occasion offers them an opportunity not only to meet and celebrate, but also to appraise their performance in the preceding year. It also affords them chance to articulate their aspirations for the new legal year on the administration of justice. The Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice, Barrister Hassan Hussein Garin Gawat, assured the judiciary that the executive will not interfere in the affairs of the judiciary and the legislature. Chairman Nigerian Bar Association, Dusa Branch, Barrister Adamu Turaki Muhammad said the relationship between the bar and bench has always been cordial. From Dusi, Habib Hussein, NTA News.
The National Youth Service Corps says it will continue to encourage core medical volunteers to provide health intervention to rural communities in the country. Director General of the NYSC, Brigadier General Jensen Olaumi, said this at the NYSC medical outreach to rural communities in Gandubi village of Kano State. Muhammad Radio Ad completes this report.
Include men and women eager to be attended by the core doctors who are in the village of medical services under the NYSC Health Initiative for Rural Dwellers program introduced last year with pilots in Lagos and Kwara State. This outreach in Gandubi village in Kano State is the first in the state. The Director General of NYSC, Brigadier General Olaumi Johnson, at the flag of the program, shows the initiative is to take quality healthcare delivery services to rural areas. Represented by the Kano State NYSC Coordinator Abdullah Yusuf, Brigadier General Olaumi says the Corps welcomes collaboration and other stakeholders to improve rural healthcare services. It is our strong belief that we never forget our genuine efforts at enhancing the quality of life of our people. Governor Abdullah Ganduje of Kano State, who flagged off the program, accommodated with satisfaction the initiative by NYSC, which he says will provide quality healthcare services under grassroots. Our government recognizes your tireless efforts, so please do not relent in your efforts that are aimed at improving the health service of people of Kano. People of Ganduje village who choose for the journey express happiness about the health outreach by the NYSC. The theme of the program is Healthy Living for Rural Dwellers. From Kano, Muhammad Zahid, Insurance.
And that does it from Kaduna. Is back to Lydia for more on Nationwide.
Thanks, Suleiman. You're still watching NTA Nationwide. Participants at a recent meeting on family planning in Abuja want the federal government to invest in modern family planning. They cite its direct impact on family health and by extension on national economic development. Health correspondent Rashidat Mustafa Olagunju has more.
experts on family planning describe it as a way that allows individuals and couples to anticipate and attain their desired number of children through planning, spacing and timing. Adding that effective family planning helps a nation to achieve demographic dividends, accelerated growth as it results in decline in maternal and child death.
We want the women to sleep adequately so that they get improvement in quality of life of the child and the mother to deliver the child.
Reports also indicate that about 30% of maternal death in Nigeria could be avoided through effective use of modern family planning methods.
Oftentimes, family planning becomes a controversy when you want to report it, or at least stopping people from having children. Family planning is not saying that you can't have children, but how things that you can keep quality marriage.
The report also shows that Nigeria has not recorded significant improvement in its FP updates in the last 10 years. In Abuja, Rashida Mustafa Ulaguji, NTA News.
Federal Road Safety Commission prepares for last quarter of the year and more glowing tributes to late Alamesia. Let's join Ogwa in our Port Harcourt Network Center. It's over to you. Let's go with the news.
Paul Marshal Boboye Oyeyemi gave the assurance when he visited the Corps head office in Port Harcourt. Kingsley Amajiri reports.
The Corps Marshal was in Port Harcourt for the Corps pension workshop currently holding in Port Harcourt. Addressing the staff, Oyeyemi pledged that the Corps is determined to give premium to staff welfare and the provision of adequate logistics towards motivating them on the task of saving lives and reducing accidents on the road. Their core mandate. The Corps Marshal stressed that the collaboration with road transport unions has attested to the reduction in the percentage of road crashes, calling for greater commitment towards enlightening road users, especially during the ember months, to reduce carnage on the highway.
Overall, last year we were able to reduce crashes by about 35%, but I think this year we are set to further improve on it. Last year we promised that within 60 days that we are going to reduce the waiting period to 30. And I can tell you now that we have the waiting period to get a license now is just 3 weeks.
The Port Harcourt Ember Month rally is expected to hold next month in Port Harcourt. Kingsley Amajiri, NTA News.
The Commander 97 Special Operations Group of the Nigerian Air Force Port Harcourt, Air Commodore Charles Orwell, has commended Corps members serving at the base for empowering wives and children of officers and men of the base. He gave the commendation at the closing of the final exhibition by the 2014-2015 Batch C Corps members at the Nigerian Air Force Base in Port Harcourt. Emmanuel Lene has details.
The skills acquisition exhibition was part of activities which marked the closing of a week-long empowerment program for wives and children as well as other residents of the base. Coordinator of the group, Esther Okonkwo, said the skill acquisition project was in 5 skills, namely bead making, catering, makeup, galatine, bag and crest making, and is intended to empower the participants to become self-reliant and financially independent. She commended the Commander and the 7 Special Operations Group for the challenge and support.
Our mission as Corps members is to serve the community, so that was our motivation.
Commander and the 7 Special Operations Group of the Nigerian Air Force, Air Commodore Charles Orwell, commended the Corps members for positively impacting on residents of the base.
If you encourage people, they will work harder. And this is one of the vision of the Chief of the Air Staff, Air Marshal S.D. Abubakar.
Representatives of the State Governor, Mr. Hamilton Amadi, and State AYS Coordinator, Mrs. Helen Ayawo, applauded the initiative and stated the commitment of the State Government to the support of the scheme and empowerment of the youth. 52 participants benefited from the skills acquisition project. In Port Harcourt, Emmanuel Lene, NTA News.
Well, in order to enhance the well-being of rural dwellers in River State, the National Youth Service Corps has commenced a free medical outreach program in the various rural communities of the state.
Vivian Eziadife has the rest of the story.
66 communities are expected to benefit from the Health Initiative Program by NYSC in the state. Representative of the NYSC Director General and State Coordinator, NYSC River State, Mrs. Ngozi Nwatali said the program is designed to provide affordable and timely healthcare intervention for large populations of the country's rural dwellers.
There are communicable diseases which they may not know about, or if they know, they don't even know how to handle them.
River State Governor Nyesom Wike, represented by the Secretary to the State Government, Mr. Kenneth Kubani, called on Rivers people, especially those at the grassroots, to take advantage of the health services provided by the core members.
I just want to commend the managers of this team for recording yet another milestone in the health sector by organizing this free medical outreach.
I'm very happy to see.
High points of the medical outreach were health talk and cultural display by NYSC drama troupe in Port Harcourt. Vivian Eziadife, NTA News.
So that's all from Port Harcourt, Libya. Back to you in Abuja for continuation of Nationwide. Good afternoon.
Thanks, Ogwa. And I will take our global tidbits. Turkish Prime Minister suspects Islamic State militants for the Ankara bombing that killed about 100 people, and NATO helicopter crash lands in the Afghan capital, kills 5 persons. Plus, Egyptian court orders release of deposed President Hosni Mubarak's 2 sons. These and more on Global Tidbits with Chindima BBC.
Syrian activists and human rights watch are accusing Russia and Syrian government of using cluster bombs containing hundreds of bomblets in their war against militants. They are calling on Russia and Syria to join the international ban on the use of these weapons. But Russia's President Vladimir Putin is defending his country's military operation in Syria, saying the mission is to bring stability to the legitimate authority of which government forces have regained more cities. In the meantime, European Union ministers meeting in Luxembourg have called for caution in Russia's military operation in Syria as they discuss the nation's war and its migration effect in Europe.
And now sports. Soccer enthusiasts urge the Super Eagles to improve for the future challenges as Novak Djokovic and Serena Williams return top spots in latest world tennis rankings. Kene Emagotiki has more on sports updates.
In spite of Super Eagles' 3-0 defeat of Cameroon's Indomitable Lions Sunday in an international friendly in Belgium, soccer enthusiasts believe there is more room for improvement